So I'm about to show you 10 spots in Florida where the water is so blue, so clear, so stupidly Caribbean looking that you'll genuinely question why anyone flies to Aruba and drops 5 grand. And I'm not talking about the beaches you already know, the ones packed wall to wall with tourists fighting over parking spots and overpriced umbrella rentals. I'm talking about the ones that look like a travel magazine cover but cost you a tank of gas. But here's the catch. Some of these spots have a twist that nobody warns you about before you show up. Number 1. Dry Tortugas National Park. First one. Dry Tortugas. And this place broke my brain a little, honestly. It's 70 miles off Key West, sitting in the middle of open ocean, and the water is so absurdly blue it looks fake. Like someone got carried away in Photoshop. There's a massive 19th century brick fort on a tiny island surrounded by coral reefs, and you're standing there thinking, wait, did I accidentally book a flight to the Bahamas? But here's what nobody tells you before you get excited and start packing. Getting here is not a casual decision. The ferry from Key West runs about $200 per person round trip, takes 2.5 hours each way, and books out weeks in advance. Number 2, Bahia Honda State Park. And if the Dry Tortugas felt like cheating because you need a ferry and 2.5 hours of open ocean, Number 2 is a lot more forgiving. You literally drive to it on US 1. Most people cruise through the Florida Keys and figure the beaches are kind of meh, rocky, weedy, not really worth stopping for. And honestly, for most of the Keys, that's true. But Bahia Honda is sitting right there at mile marker 37, looking embarrassingly beautiful, and most people just drive past it. The water here is actually turquoise. Not sure if you squint turquoise. Like aggressively, obnoxiously turquoise. White sand, palm trees leaning over the shore, pelicans just gliding past like they own the place. But here's what nobody tells you. That old broken-down bridge right next to the park? That's Henry Flagler's original overseas railroad. You can walk part of it. So you've got Caribbean-level water on one side and this crumbling historic railroad bridge on the other, and the whole scene looks like a movie set that somebody forgot to charge admission for. Here's the catch. Roll up on a Saturday in March without a reservation and a ranger will turn you around at the entrance. The campground books out months ahead. Day use fees apply. Go on a Tuesday. Number 3, Caladesi Island State Park. So picture this. A beach that gets ranked one of the best in the entire country, sitting right off the coast of Dunedin, Florida, and most people in Tampa have literally never been there. Why? No roads. You either take the ferry from Honeymoon Island or you bring your own boat. And the second you step off that ferry, you get it. No cars, no beach bars, no vendor cart guy aggressively selling you a hot dog. Just 3 miles of white Gulf sand and water that goes from pale green near your feet to this deep, clear blue further out. But here's what nobody tells you. Miss the last ferry back and you're camping, whether you plan to or not. Number 4, Fort DeSoto Park. Now say the words Tampa Beach to anyone and watch their face. They're already picturing some sad strip of sand next to an Applebee's. That's the reputation. So when you actually drive out to Fort DeSoto, just a causeway hop from St. Pete, it feels like the universe is messing with you. 5 interconnected keys. You drive between them. The North Beach water is this pale, clear green that looks digitally altered, and right where the Gulf meets Tampa Bay, dolphins are just casually doing dolphin stuff. Ospreys everywhere. But here's the catch. Fort DeSoto is not a secret. Weekends in season, the parking lots are a war zone. Weekday mornings, though? Completely different place. Number 5, Peanut Island. Okay, so, man-made island. Lake Worth Lagoon, West Palm Beach. I know, sounds like the least exciting sentence I've ever said. But here's the thing. The water around Peanut Island is this ridiculous clear blue-green, and on a good day, it genuinely looks like the Cayman Islands. I'm serious. And then it gets weird. There's a nuclear fallout shelter on it, built for JFK in 1961. You can tour it. So you're snorkeling over an artificial reef with solid fish life and decent visibility, and there's a presidential bunker 50 feet away. That combination should not work. But here's the catch. Show up on a holiday weekend and it's a floating frat party. Boats everywhere, music blasting. Go on a Tuesday. Number 6. Anna Maria Island. Anna Maria Island is 7 miles long, sits on Florida's Gulf Coast, and the watercolor is genuinely stop-you mid-scroll turquoise. Gulf green in the shallows, white sand, the whole thing. And you can drive straight onto it, no ferry required. But here's what nobody tells you. This island knows exactly what it is, and it charges accordingly. We're talking $400 to $600 a night for a cottage in season. And here's the thing that actually makes it feel Caribbean. There are 0 chain restaurants. Every single spot is local. Fish shacks, ice cream spots, pier restaurants. Day trips are totally doable. But the second you decide to stay overnight, your wallet is going to feel it. Number 7. Lovers Key State Park. Okay, I'll be honest. When I first heard Lovers Key State Park, I pictured heart-shaped everything and couples feeding each other strawberries. I was completely wrong. This barrier island near Fort Myers Beach was only reachable by boat for decades, and that isolation kept the developers out. 2 miles of white Gulf sand, clear green water, and the wildlife here is just constantly going off around you. Manatees in the back bay, dolphins in the passes, bald eagles nesting in the trees. But here's what nobody tells you. Hurricane Ian hammered the Fort Myers Beach area in 2022, and things are still rebuilding nearby. Check current conditions before you go. Number 8, St. George Island. So here's the thing about the Florida Panhandle. Everybody knows the water is next level. That emerald green, that sugar white sand. But Destin got discovered. Panama City Beach got wall-to-wall condos. And somehow St. George Island is just sitting there, completely intact, looking like Turks and Caicos with a Florida zip code. The state park covers 9 miles of the eastern end. Massive dunes, 0 development, sand so white it genuinely hurts your eyes on a sunny day. But here's the catch. St. George Island is not close to anything. 1 bridge in. Nearest major airport is Tallahassee, an hour and a half away. This is a planned trip, not a spontaneous one. Number 9. Cayo Costa State Park. Cayo Costa. No roads, no cars, no development. 9 miles of beach that look like they belong in Belize, and I am not exaggerating even a little bit. The water on the Gulf side is that clear, pale green. The sand is soft and white, and the only sounds you hear are birds and waves. That's it. And the shelling here is absolutely insane. Lightning whelks, horse conchs, fighting conchs, just covering the beach like nobody's touched it in 100 years. Because basically nobody has. But here's the catch. No cell service, no medical facilities, and if something goes wrong out there, you are genuinely on your own. Plan accordingly. Number 10. Jupiter Sandbar. Okay, last one. And I saved this one for last on purpose. The Jupiter Sandbar is a shallow, shifting sandbar in the Loxahatchee River near Jupiter, Florida. And the water is this insane clear blue-green that looks exactly like the Maldives. The photos you've seen are real. I need you to know that going in. But here's what nobody puts in the caption. On a peak weekend, hundreds of boats show up. Literally hundreds. It turns into a floating parking lot with a DJ and people shotgunning White Claws. And here's the thing tourists never figure out. The sandbar shifts with the tides. High tide, parts of it disappear completely. Low tide, you get the shallow, dreamy water from the photos.